What's going on, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you on this Wednesday evening. Hopefully, everything is going good for you on this Wednesday afternoon, at least my time at the time I'm recording this. And so, appreciate everybody that's going to join me during the live stream, and I appreciate everybody that's going to be joining me later. In either case, be sure to hit that thumbs up as well as the sub button, and we'll talk about that a little later. So after a long day of work, it always makes the day a little bit better when you come home to some goodies. Also got to visit the LCS and picked up some stuff this week. It was kind of a light week, but I did pick up a trade that I had ordered on the cheap from my LCS. So on this past weekend, JB over at Discovery Bay Comics holds a community auction at the end of each month. And so that was last week. And Hack 79, everything's going great, doing better now that I'm going to be opening up some comic goodness. And hopefully everything's going for you. But yeah, so went over to the pop-up shop and, as usual, spent a little too much money. You know, I kid myself by saying, hey, I'm just going to kind of let that pop-up shop thing run in the background. I'm going to kind of do my thing. You know, I'm going to go out and ride a bike. I'm going to do whatever. And then guess what happens? I end up saying, oh, that looks good. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. And so I end up buying some stuff. And that's what we did. So one of the people that I bought some stuff from was Big Will. And everybody that is watching this video, if you haven't already, be sure to check Big Will out on his channel. So Big Will, yeah, get some great deals. You know, some people trying to unload some stuff for various reasons. And, you know, it's a good opportunity. You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And what's going on, Rob Boswell? Nice of you to be joining us. But so first thing I picked up was the Kingdom Come. I'm not sure which one this is. If this is it's book 2. Mark Waid and Alex Ross goodness. So there is a Comic Con going on in Huntsville, Alabama next month that I will be attending, and Mark Waid will be as well. And so plan on getting him to sign that there. The funny thing was, I say it's funny, Big Will might have put it up for this very reason, but Big Will and I had a stream where we just talked about various cons, and you know, we were going on some rather comic book rants. It was last Friday. But it's on his channel, and so we were going over some various comic book rants and mentioned something about that series, and I didn't realize, or I guess I had forgotten that Mark Waid had done that. So I said, "Well, that's something I need to get." No, I'm not going to Emerald City. That is off the radar due to work scheduling conflicts, but I am going to SummerCon over there in Washington, the one that Bueller usually talks about, that Kevin Eastman and various people are going to be at. I'm going to be at that one. Wish I could go to Emerald City. Unfortunately, that is not going to work. Recently released. And hopefully he got a lot of the Wolverine variants just recently released, so that's a real cool one. Jumping at the Sentinel there. Got the party variant. Can't you tell Wolvie's just so happy to be there? Hold on a second, please. All right, so yeah, my 2-year-old is making all kinds of noises in the background. Yeah, no, I saw something on Jim Mint's channel, something about the coronavirus affecting Emerald City Comic Con, so I didn't know. Well, and that might be what he was talking about. So yeah, it is kind of crazy. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the con for everybody, because that is a big one over there. The other one is some kind of variant. I think this was like so many per store variant versus the whole red cover. It has the red and the white cover. So picked those on the cheap from Big Will. So kind of worked out good that I didn't have those at my LCS. Otherwise, I'd picked them up the week before. This is a series that I picked up at the LCS today. I'd ordered it last week. And one of the mystery boxes I got, I think it was the Jabroni box, if I'm not mistaken, it mentioned I got Dark Ark #1. So it was enough of interest to me that I decided to get the trade, and look forward to skimming through this and seeing what I think before I give it a round 2 on the old graphic novel run. Pick this up, Spider-Man Noir #1. Cool cover. There were several different cool covers with this, and I'm going to try my best not to, when I read the word bubbles for Spider-Man Noir, not to read it in Luke Cage or Nick voice. Luke Cage. Sweet Christmas. Anyway, picked up Batman 90, the cover B. So that's pretty cool. I think read somewhere that 90 sold out as well. Somebody in the chat, feel free to correct me. Picked up Marauders #9. I've been kind of off and on this series. Last issue picked me back up, so I'm going to go into issue 9 with low hopes. Maybe I won't be disappointed. Hopefully, it's got some good stuff there. And we can keep on digging into all this comic goodness. So what did y'all pick up at the comic shop today? Hopefully y'all got to go. Rod the Rickard joining me and the rest of the comic fam. So appreciate you stopping by. And just in here opening up some goodies that came in from our pop-up shop, JB's pop-up shop over the weekend. I really like it when you order something from somebody and they get it out right away. I tried to myself, like if I sell something on eBay or if I tell somebody like I bought something like something to somebody, that I try to go ahead and get it all. No LCS today. Yeah, sad emojis, Rob. Well, hopefully you can correct that before the week is out. And I appreciate you having that notification bell turned on so you knew when everything went live. But I appreciate it when you buy stuff and somebody gets it right out. You know, some sellers, will wait. And if y'all are all in agreement that, you wait, that's great. Because I'm all about saving on some shipping. Only had the Batman on my pull list, but also got Strange Adventures Tom King. I about ordered that Strange Adventures with Tom King because I've heard so many good things about his Miracle Man run. So I kind of wondered if that was kind of where he was going with that. I kind of got tired of him on Batman, as did a lot of people. But I mean, I don't fault the guy. I mean, the story went on for a little too long, but Batman's not the only one that went on a little too long. Warlord, appreciate you stopping by with us this afternoon. Has opened up some comic goodness from the pop-up shop this past weekend. So I believe that this package was from Wolf Blitz. He had a bunch of good stuff on his table and was able to snag some goodness. My internet is not always the greatest in the world. And there's a guy named Patrick Kelly, Roadhouse Kelly, as he is sometimes referred to. And that joker is quick on the draw. I mean, he must have the fastest internet known to man because he can hit that button. And before you're like, good grief, man, I ain't even hit the send button. He's already got 3 things off of thing ordered. So managed to beat him a couple of times. And I say beat him because he came back and said that he had wanted to get those things. All right. So first off, we got X-Men Gold #30 variant. Little Kitty, or Kate Pryde, as she likes to be known today. The superhero formerly known as Kitty Pryde or Shadowcat or Sprite, depending on when you started reading X-Men, right? And so that is an alternate or variant cover there for X-Men Gold. Also picked up Hulk 341. This is a Todd McFarlane cover from back in the day. Some early McFarlane art. Also got Electra Assassin, some Bill Sienkiewicz goodness. Classic Bill Sienkiewicz art there. Yeah, some really good stuff. Some stuff that is kind of key. Got Magic #1. That's got Storm and Ileana on there. So this is the first appearance of something. First appearance of something there. So, but yeah, that's the first cover there. I got Uncanny X-Men #1. This is a variant edition. This is the series right before. I couldn't really tell, so I just kind of took a stab at it because it was $1 or $2 and already had stuff coming my way, so I wasn't paying extra shipping. But this is the variant edition of the series right before the reboot. So right before House of X and everything changed it all. This was the one from that. So appreciate that, Rod. I'm going to go share on Twitter and Facebook. Appreciate it. Also got Jango Fett, Age of the Republic #1, the variant edition, the Lee In-Hut Lee. Get out in a minute. In-Hut Lee variant cover there. Oh wow, man! I wish I had all those comics. I got rid of them. That's, I guess, as I have heard other people's stories in the comic book community, they have similar woes. How they got rid of all this stuff. Joey Bag of Sevens, appreciate you joining us. But yeah, man, that's cool that you were able to get that. A lot of those comics that I get now, I can say, yep, like this one. Take this one for example. So I got this comic back in the day from a dollar store called Bill's Dollar Store. They were kind of a southeastern thing, so I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with them. They've since filed bankruptcy and gone out of business. But I remember pulling this out of those little 3 for $1 grab bags that they used to put together. And so what I used to do on those 3 for $1 grab bags like that, I would open them up because never been too big of a fan of mystery boxes, even though I order a lot now. But I didn't want to not get something I like because usually they would put a sorry comic in there, and I really didn't like that. So I wanted to know what was in the middle. You know, they would show the first one, the first 2, and then there'd be one in the middle or 2 in the middle. So I would open these up and take them up to the cash register, and then the cashiers, they didn't care, so they would just give them from that. So Marvels, I'm not sure if this is #2. This is book 404. So classic Alex Ross, Spider-Man checking Gwen and Green Goblin out from back in the day. Picked this up for $2, so couldn't shake that. I haven't really collected. I've always been a big Star Wars fan. Yeah, but for whatever reason, I never picked up those Star Wars, Marvel Star Wars from back in the day. I guess because they weren't canon per se. But I have started seeing them, and I've been kind of on the watch for them. And so was able to pick up Check Mike. Uh-oh. Okay, it's good now. Okay, good. I don't have not everybody can have a gold mic like Rod the Rican has a gold mic. Some of us have to deal with this little cheap stuff that comes on our computer. But so I picked these up on the cheap as well. Star Wars 67. It just spazzed. Technology for you. Issue 100. Yeah. And issue 69. Agu Ramos, thanks for joining us. What scared your baby? She's crying. I didn't even show her anything scary. Was it this? Sorry. So also got Amazing Spider-Man 363, the 3rd official appearance of Carnage. Got Spider-Man #1. Not sure which edition this is. I just knew I didn't have this one. It's black and silver. Um, y'all hear the next to the littlest one in there, maybe? And got Incredible Hulk 377. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one where they combine them all together. But this is the first print. I think one of them, the second or third print's the one that's worth a little bit more, but I really like this cover. I was the mic. I was a fan of Peter David's run back in the day of Hulk. Grew up watching Lou Ferrigno play the Hulk and was always a big fan of the Hulk in those days. And so, that was one of the bad things about going to cons nowadays, because you get to see people and meet people that, as a kid, you're watching these people. You just have all these thoughts about how these people are or they're not, right? So when I met Lou Ferrigno, that was a really big letdown. Not from the standpoint he's just as ripped today, it seems. Spider-Man 1B, Volume 1. Thanks, Rob, for dropping the Spider-Man knowledge for us. But yeah, so Lou Ferrigno is definitely as ripped. I still want to take him on in a fight. The only deal is he just seemed not so friendly. And I know some of it's probably from his hearing issues that I understand that he has. I can understand that because I'm half deaf myself. But yeah, so he wasn't near as friendly as what I would have imagined him to be. But why would I have imagined him to be friendly? He was a green guy that went around going rah rah all the time. It was what he did. It really wasn't anything to him. He just got painted up, showing his muscles all the time. Bill Bixby was the guy that actually acted it out. So I guess it was technically the second print August Green this year. Who dat? What's going on, man? How's it going? Probably getting a bunch of rain down your way. I know up here we have certainly got our fair share. And I know that LA, as it were, is about ready for a dry season. It's definitely been raining quite a bit down here in the South. So a few weeks ago, I was also on YouTube, and Two Brothers Comics got on and were interviewing the people from Mad Cave Studios. So for the interview, they were talking about Mad Cave and various titles. So I just went online and started checking stuff out and decided to pick this up. And this is Knights of the Golden Sun. This is Volume 1, which collects issues 1 through 7. So this is a series that it got discontinued, but as I understand, it's going to bring it back. So that is going to be decided to give this a try based on Two Brothers and their interview with the guy Mark London from Mad Cave Studios. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of good stuff for the PC. One of the things about those auctions we were talking about earlier in the chat, one of the good things about the auctions is you can really pick some stuff up on the cheap, and especially if you kind of have a little focus of what you're wanting to pick up. So and sometimes your focus is your own, and so like right now, you'd probably say, man, Jason, you ain't got no focus whatsoever. You were all over the ship. You're talking about Hulk, and then you got Star Wars, and then you got Knights of the Golden Sun. You got X-Men. What's going on? But at least it's focused in my mind. When I first got back into comic book collecting, man, I was grabbing anything and everything and filling a whole bunch of runs from a whole bunch of comics that I remembered from back in the day. And man, as I was spending which I'm not spending any less money really, but I'm spending it in bigger places, whether it's signature SIGs or sketch covers getting done. Recently ordered a sketch cover from 36 Chambers, and looking forward to getting a hold of that. Oh, well, Rod, we forgive you. Go call the wifey, give her hugs and kisses, and stay in good graces so she don't ground you from YouTube. But thanks for stopping by and shout me out. So the other things that I've been working on is some bigger books. The Uncanny X-Men run 1 through 544 um, is what I'm currently working on, really hard and heavy, and I'm needing 5 more to go. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Well, Rod, I'll do some things I wouldn't do. Anything you wouldn't do. One of them being drinking coconut water. No coconut water for me. Not a fan of coconut water. And so sounds like my son in there was told no for something. So got the stuff from Big Will. So Mr. Comics 89, he mails me that stuff. Fantastic. I bought some stuff from her. And then that's Wolf Blessings. I got that stuff. So what I do is I kind of remind myself, it's like, what did I get? Because it can be easy to forget. And plus, if you're always on the hunt, always on the buy, I don't want to end up buying something I just bought off of a YouTube auction. So I try to go ahead and enter it into CLZ if I catch it. But the other day I was riding my bike. If you can't text and drive, can you text and ride? Because I was doing that as I was going down the street. Crazy Ivan 512. Thanks for stopping by. We're just sitting there rambling about some rather comic book madness and talking about a couple of the picks of the week. So what do y'all think? I noticed that there was some deal with who was it? Rob Worst, I think, put out that he had heard that Punchline was going to be a trans character. I certainly hope not. I hope she's just a gal that Joker hooked up with, and that there's this kind of weird love triangle with Harley or something like that, where she gets jealous, even though she's got a thing for Poison Ivy now. So I hope it's nothing crazy like that. I hope they just keep it simple. Why take the chance of derailing Batman comics any more than what former writers were able to do? I mean, if you've got a comic that's selling out like hotcakes, then certainly whatever you're doing, keep it up, because that is the name of the game. Comic book sales, not pushing agendas. It's comic book sales, and so keep selling that stuff. And even though it aggravated me, I couldn't pick up a copy of Hell Arisen 3 because my LCS, I think, sold the copy he had ordered for me to somebody else. All is forgiven, even though that's the case, and it aggravated me knowing that more than likely it was somebody that picked it up that they just turn around and put it on eBay. I don't dislike it from the stance that anything that can draw people to comic books or back to comic books, especially floppies, then that's a good thing for the industry, because companies, that's all they see is the dollar. And so if they feel like that comic books is still a live medium and that they can make money on it, then that's what they're going to continue to do. If they get things hyped up, guess what? They start new books. If things get hyped up, they bring in more, put more money into it. The last thing we need is declining sales, because they'll say, hey, screw it, scrap it all, we're going home. So hopefully things will continue to go well with the Batman run. Everybody seems to be liking Tynion or Tynan, whatever how you pronounce his last name. Everybody seems to be liking his run, and everything seems to be pausing on me here. But that's all I've got, folks. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'm going to leave a link in the post on YouTube. But you can go check it out for yourself. If you have not already checked out the 400 subscriber video, be sure to check it out and leave a comment down below. The comment down below is simply, I want to win, or I want to win. Either one will get you into the drawing. And if we are able to hit 300 subscribers by March the 13th, which is a week from this coming Friday, then we will have 2 winners once we hit the 400 subscriber mark. If not, we'll just get one away. Either one's good for me. And so there's like four different options for one winner to choose from, or two winners to choose from. And so be sure to get your name in the hat. And if you haven't already shared the channel, I would really appreciate you doing that. And it would also help out the chances, because if we hit that 300 mark, like I said, by a week from this coming Friday, then we will have another giveaway, and not just one, at the 400 subscriber mark. So be sure to do that. The faster we get there, the more we give away, and the faster we give it away. So check out that 400 subscriber video and leave the comments there. Please don't leave them in the other ones, because I don't want to miss somebody. And leave those comments in that particular video, and watch that video to see what I'm going to be giving away. I really appreciate all of you that join me in the live chat, and appreciate all of you that are going to watch this on the rewind. In either case, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button, and also the bell notification, so that every time something goes live, you are the first in a group of people to know it. Hopefully everybody's week is going well, and everybody's week will continue to go well. If you haven't already made it to the LCS for the new comic book day, great for you if you have, and hopefully you'll be able to before week's end if you haven't. In either case, until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.